European college warns students to return from poorly developed US during pandemic. Experts say US health system ill-equipped to handle epidemic amid warnings hospitals will have to ration care, the biggest college in Norway. UIO is seething with rage over this. This is the best TLDR I could make. Original, https://www. salon.com/2020/03/17/ European college warns students to return from poorly developed US during pandemic / reduced by 85%. I'm a bot. The biggest college in Norway urged students to return from countries with poorly developed health systems, such as the United States. As experts warned that the American hospital system would be overwhelmed by the COVID-19 pandemic. This applies especially if you are staying in a country with poorly developed health services. This also applies for countries with poorly developed collective infrastructure, for example the USA, where it can be difficult to get transport to the airport if you don't have a car, the alert said. While Europe, where most developed countries have universal health care, has struggled to contain the outbreak, medical experts worry that the U.S. is uniquely ill-equipped to respond to a pandemic that is projected to infect between 160 million and 214 million people. Extended summary, http://np. reddit.com/r/auditaldr/college_students_warns_to_return_from/FAQ, http://np. reddit.com/r/auditaldr/comments/31b9fm/FAQ_auditaldr_bot/version 2. 024774226TL, DRS so far. Feedback, http://np. reddit.com/message/compose, 2=%23 auditaldr PMs and comments are monitored, constructive feedback is welcome. Top keywords, health #1 country #2 where #3 new #4 state #5. This applies especially if you are staying in a country with poorly developed health services. This also applies for countries with poorly developed collective infrastructure, for example the USA, where it can be difficult to get transport to the airport if you don't have a car, the alert said. The same applies if you don't have health insurance. They're not wrong, I guess. My parents are hosting a foreign exchange student from Italy. The Italian government recommended she return home, to Italy, because they are frightened at how woefully unprepared the US is for this. Rationing care is everywhere. That's why entire countries are on lockdown. They're absolutely right. My hospital is in no way ready for this. We don't have the staff, PPE, or vents enough to cover what we're seeing in Italy. With schools closed, but everything else open, two-income households being the norm, and people working well into their 70s or 80s, childcare is a massive issue. That's cut our available bedside staff to roughly 60% of what administrators thought we had. I'm trying to mentally prepare for having to go back to the bedside, and work virtually non-stop for a month or two. Overall mortality rate for this thing is going to skyrocket in the coming weeks. Please, please, please stay home, and try to convince your relatives to stay home. They tax me 25% when I get paid and they tax me 10% when I spend my money. State or government, they all want my cut. I still have to pay for private insurance and more just for insulin to survive. Where does my taxes go? Oh, the government wanted 10,000 tanks instead of medicine for its people. So I'm paying double for medical care when the money that went to the defense budget could have taken care of me and probably gave me a house as well. Oh, just let me fucking keep it because the government clearly isn't responsible enough to have my money. Spending it on wars and bailing out banks instead of fucking healthcare and housing for its people. I don't give a $100 bill to a 3-year-old to buy on candy. Stop blowing my money on bullshit, America. Feels like lot of people low-key hopes the US fails miserably. Almost every healthcare system on this planet is not equipped to handle a more serious pandemic. Salon. Com. LOL. Salon face with rolling eyes. Salon. Com is such a trash rag. Unfortunately they are not wrong. It's expected to affect 160 to 216 million people. With the mortality rate of 3% and countries like India, don't you dare come at me. I live in India and I can assure you that it's not being treated as well as it should be. Who don't seem to give a fuck would probably have a higher mortality rate. Which gives me a figure around 5 million deaths. Anyone care to tell me whether we are going to get that many fatalities? By all means, absolutely. People should go home and be with their families. Reading comprehension isn't a requirement for these journalists, I see. What the notice said is this also applies for countries with poorly developed collective infrastructure, for example the USA. I don't think anyone will claim the healthcare that is available in the US is bad. It's just not available to everyone. That's the issue the notice is pointing out. As for rationing care, we will likely have to resort to that too here in Europe. In fact, Italy already is. No country has sufficient capacity for a crisis of this scale. That's why containment and mitigation measures aim to reduce the number of concurrent patients, not the eventual total. Every day I come to Reddit it becomes increasingly more obvious that China owns this site. Gotta love how a site where the users are predominantly American continually accept the ever-present narrative here of America being a shitty country. Pretty astonishing the ease and willingness to swallow and accept propaganda about your own homeland. As a nurse, I laugh into the same single-use mask I've been using at work for the last 3 weeks. We've got great healthcare. But they're not wrong. We are woefully unprepared and the media has the public acting like a herd of chihuahuas. Where do I sign up to laugh in their face when the US handles this pandemic just fine? I beg your pardon? Our hospitals are very well developed. For maximizing profits. If the world would take the virus as seriously as people take trying to shit on the US, everything would probably be solved by now. What a dumpster fire of a thread. Yes, Salon is a day late and dollar short. We already saw this. Yes, if you don't have a car it can be difficult to get around some parts of the US, big country, and all that. Italy is rationing ventilators, so is England. To say Europe is being disingenuous. This is a complete non-story except for the fact that it shits on America. There is nothing newsworthy about this at all. This incident has been on the front page every 2 hours for the last 2 days. How long can the circle jerk continue? As a Norwegian I find this tweet stupid. Using the USA as the only example comes off as some personal childish hate their social media person has against the US. I hope you do not think all of us have this opinion just because some social media person for a mediocre Norwegian university tweets it. I am a little bit ashamed too, someone trying to shit on the only defense we have if we get invaded. Op already submitted a story about this yesterday, https://www. reddit.com/r/worldnews/comments/fj61zf/norwegian_students_in_us_to/ and another story a few hours ago. https://www. reddit.com/r/worldnews/comments/fjvj20/coronavirus_norway_urges_students_to/ Standard fare for this narrative pushing account. Always feels like world news has a hard-on for anti-American stories. Article is talking about a poor infrastructure of getting a ride to the airport. Not sure I would agree, but a misleading title, at the minimum. It's really irritating as the US government pays about 50% of healthcare costs in the US, but the cost is twice as high per person as the rest of the world. If we got the cost down, we could have universal healthcare and not spend a penny extra. Americans are very defensive, aren't they? I always see people outside the US talking about how we think we are the best at everything, especially Europeans, yet all I ever see is the exact opposite. I'm not saying some people in the US believe we are the best, nor am I saying we are, but all I ever see is people outside the US constantly talking about how great they are and how terrible the US is.